This all started for me at the age of 14. I'm a big believer in providing that evidence that there's something more. With mediumship, it's very easy. I don't know the people in the audience. I see their loved one, I can describe them like they're standing here beside me. I give them all this information, names, and they go, yes, 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 and all of a sudden there's that proof, that evidence. I have an older gentleman that is just coming through on this side behind me here. Very kind of quirky gentleman, and I definitely want to place him up and around his 70s. He may be older, he could be into his 80s. There's a very strong connection to like a Leonard, or Len. So I get that very strong L connection. Again, whether it's connected to him or someone there, but I feel like a little bit unusual, Len or Leonard. Now, as he kind of comes through, there's something about 6. I don't know whether he's 86. I think he might even said he might be 96. He's made it to a good age, okay? Let's just say he's up there. And he made it to a good age. There's not a lot of him, okay? Very lean frame, like almost feel like more skin and bones there towards the end. I feel like we can see the bones in the top of his shoulders, the collarbones. May even started to see his rib cage there towards the end. Very quite healthy, quite an independent man for a long, long time. Very sharp man, very intelligent man. I don't feel like he lost his marble. So remember, there's no dementia, no Alzheimer's. I don't feel like this affected him. Very healthy, very, very easy going. Now, what's interesting, I feel like we've got tiny little glasses on that he wants to show me. He does have relatively short hair. He keeps it nice. He likes to, he would have been one of those guys that would have had a haircut every 2 weeks or 3 weeks. You just, it got to, maybe it's the whole thing. If it touched my ears, I have a haircut. He was quite pedantic about that particular aspect around it. There's a machinery, engineering mindset around him. I feel like he was very knowledgeable in this area. There is something to do with steam. Now, I'm almost wanting to kind of link in here with trains, maybe steam trains. Something like, it's almost like I want to put him in the old overalls, and he might have actually been a train driver or a, what do they used to call it? Like a train engineer, really, I think they were called back in the day. That's interesting too. This may be an English connection. We may be going to England. We might be going over. I've heard something about, I've heard Daly or Dolby, and I feel like that may be connecting with a particular place. I'm not sure where that may be, but it'll be connected with a D that he's wanted to kind of come through. Like I said, very much wanted to, very, very able. I really keep getting, almost like I want to hear 96, so he made it to a very, very good age. But yeah, still very, very healthy, did a lot of things. I like to tinker a little bit. I like to use my hands. So I would have, fussed and potted quite a significant amount of time. I also get the impression that his partner would have passed very well and truly before him. I feel like there's a good 10-year gap also between him and his partner passing. So he had a bit of time on his own. I also hear the name Jim. Now, when I hear the name Jim, I believe that I'll be connecting down a level. So this may be connected to a son or possibly a grandson. But he kind of shows him as a bit older. Okay. So I hear that as well. Now, I believe that he may have been a smoker in the early part of his life. I feel like he may have given it up towards the end. But I do get drawn into the lungs again, and I believe there is scarring on the lungs, so there may have been an emphysema and struggle to breathe here. But he also wants to make me aware of the pancreas, so there's also an aspect going on with the pancreas. Now, I also believe that with this gentleman, his passing was relatively quite sudden. I don't feel like there's a long drawn out thing here. There were a few odd bits and pieces that he had to kind of take care of, but overall he was pretty much fit as a fiddle. But as he kind of worked through, but I just feel like right at the end there, it's just something got a hold of him, and it was like it's like either right then or a week later. It seems very, very short. I don't feel like there's a long time between his passing, so it was a bit of a shock. He does show me like a very nice memorial. There's a lot of generations, so I see different levels of family, and I feel like the different levels of family are attending his funeral. There is something very significant about the wreath at his funeral. So I don't know whether he had his memorial photo was there, and it was surrounded in the wreath or about the wreath was eventually put on top of his coffin, or something like that. He wants to acknowledge that quite significantly as well. He wants to acknowledge, or he wants me to understand that he was acknowledged for his effort. He keeps talking about just before his passing, there was a story. Now, whether it was a newspaper story or maybe a quick TV interview, it's a happy story, but I feel like it was done about him or done about his history, about what he used to do, all those particular things. And I feel like it's almost like I keep hearing him telling his story, and somehow this was recorded. So whether it was taken down for notes for a book, but I feel like newspaper article or something of that nature. I keep hearing connection with that. So there's a few things that he wants to kind of connect with, and he's very much just popping in to say hello. And I feel like he's, a few generations down, but he's connecting. He does want to connect with someone here tonight, because I believe that the female that he's wanting to connect with is in need of a little bit of guidance and a little bit of need of help, and asking, have been asking the spirit world for it, and he's here to give it. So yeah. Sarah North. Okay, so a few people, sorry. So now that I've got that information, I can jump on to his father was Leonard. His father worked on the trains, and he was a cement truck driver. I'm just reading it. He died from emphysema, and it was very, very sudden. He was okay one and not the next. Sarah Northrop. He was a newspaper for his train collection. That makes sense. Sarah, it sounds like I'm working with that, because that's me. There's something very, very. He's very he's a very pedantic man, but he's a nice man. Don't get me wrong. He's very nice, very chirpy, gets along with everybody, very sociable, all that kind of stuff. So I love the way everybody's jumping in. It's like, no, give him a call, Sarah. Give him a call. It definitely sounds like you. He also said Dolby or David. It's like my maiden name is David Jem Bloom, so I'm going something different. Okay. Yeah. So Sarah, if you can just quickly jot the notes. Yes. I'll be able to tell you where it's at. There's something connected here. Because while I'm explaining, like I say to you, I don't actually get to see your comments, so I do apologise. He had been a painful world fishing record. He liked to tinker. Tracy, I don't think we're there, Tracy. I have to admit, I'm actually stuck on Sarah for some reason. I'm drawn to Sarah. It could be something like that. See, Annabelle, you've brought up a good point there about like the year, because there's something about 96. I kept seeing it, kept hearing it, it's like 96. So, all right. So quick recap. Okay, for those who have missed it or have frozen or whatever. Okay, so we've got an L connection, Leonard or Len, strong with that. Elderly man coming through. I feel like definitely we're 80s, 90s, made it to a good age. Very independent, very smart, very intelligent. His partner probably passed well and truly before he did. Still lived a good life, very healthy. There was also, he was 73 when he passed, and he was in 1996, was told sick and passed 97. Wow, okay. So we've got that, okay. Trains engineer, working on trains, steam, I feel like there's a connection to that. Model trains may be a connection there if he got older. Feel like that, very intelligent, that's why I feel like, and that's me, very smart all the way, very sociable man, many generations of family attending his funeral. He's got something about the wreath at his funeral, very significant that he wants to point out. And he's just wanted to kind of come through. Look, Amanda, Army, I'll be honest with you, I don't feel it with this man, okay? So, don't have it. So, steam train was his passion in the UK. There's the UK connection. Sarah, can you please give me a call? Okay, can you please give me a call? Hello?
Hello, it's Sarah.
How you going, Sarah?
Good.
That's good. Okay, so now I've got you on the phone. We can work through this a lot easier. I can actually, if this is who we think it is and it's connecting with you, we can actually get the messages through, and it's a lot easier talking, as you can tell. If you can you just tell me, out of the information I was explaining to you, tell me what's making sense to you.
Okay, my uncle, he was into his steam trains since he was a little boy. He lived in the UK with his adoptive family.
Yep.
Then when he came out here, as I think in his 20s or something, I think it was from memory, he used to help with Puff and Billy. He used to help with the steam trains in Queenscliff, like helping him fix them and all that.
The engineering aspect, yep.
When you went to his house, everything was, every room had some train set up in it. He did a lot of newspapers. My aunt passed away 10 years before him, on the exact day he passed away.
Oh, wow. That's what, 10 years, yeah.
He was 73, and he was diagnosed in the December of 96, passed away in the 97.
Okay, so that's why the 96 was important, because he's like, no, 96, 96, 96. So he was just like, because that's what I'm thinking, because I originally got him, was like, I'm thinking, I feel like I'm 70s, but then, no, he like, 96, 96, he kept drawing me. It was like, no, it's like something about that, is you need to connect with it. And so I just need to ask, what was his name? Was it Leonard?
We called him Uncle Leo.
Leo, okay. That's Leonard L-E-O. So, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Just connected with it.
And his firstborn was James, but we all called him Jimmy.
Jim. That's why he's bringing me down, because he wants to. I just need to ask, is Jimmy still around? I believe he is.
Yes, but we've all lost contact with him. He went sort of off the rails when my uncle passed away.
Well, this is, I believe, why he may be coming through to make the connection, because he wants to reach out to Jimmy. I believe, like, again, there's no such thing as coincidence, okay? So, like, there's a reason why he's got, like, your Uncle Leo, he's a really nice guy. Like, he's just very easygoing. Like, he does his own thing. He minds his own business, but he likes to have a chat. Like, you know, he's just a really nice guy. But I feel like he's kind of...
take your ear off for hours.
Yeah, look, and I think if you got him onto trains, you'd be in a world of hurt. But the whole point is, I feel like there's something here. I believe that you're saying that you've lost contact with, James or Jimmy, but I believe that you're going to end up connecting with him. There's going to be word coming back from him, and one of the key things that you're going to have to mention is like kind of like this conversation, and saying that he's kind of helped out. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is going to be a little bit hard, and it's going to require a little bit of trust and belief on your behalf when this happens. But what's going to happen is I believe that your Uncle Leo has actually tried to speak to James, like from the spirit world, and because I have to admit, like, there is a little bit of a mental instability there with James.
Yeah.
Okay? Your Uncle Leo acknowledges this, but he wanting to say, like, he's actually seeing, or like James is actually sensing or seeing, and Leo's actually tried to make a connection with him. And it's just, it may be the thing that's kind of made him kind of snap out of it or wake up, and then kind of want to connect and kind of come good again, or reconnect with the world, so to speak. So I believe there's going to be a little bit of word of it, and it's almost like it's going to be one of those things of like, when you hear about it, or he may just happen to mention, like, you can ask him, it's like, by the way, like, you know, you could say, oh, I was thinking of Uncle Leo the other day, and he goes, and he might mention, oh, look, you may not believe me, but I've seen him, and then you go, well, guess what, this is what's happened. So there's going to be a connection with this as well, okay? So there's the first message that he wants to deliver.
Yep.
Okay? Now, he wants to kind of jump onto you, and he wants to connect me with the sun figure, or the, like, you keep showing me a little bit, that just lets me know sun, but have you got the sun?
Yes.
Okay? And he's kind of saying, he's kind of cheeky, because I feel like he's hanging around, but it's almost like I feel like there's a cheeky personality or behaviour around your son. Does that make sense?
Hell yeah.
Okay? And all I want to say to you right now is that your Uncle Leo is chuckling away, because he's acknowledging that he's helping him and getting him into trouble.
I would totally believe that, because everyone said he was
Well, that would because there's a lot of him around him while he's little. So I just need to ask, how old is your son at this point?
19.
19. Oh, he's still because it's just funny because because I want to acknowledge because he's talking about things about when he was little about the naughty corner. Did you happen to do the naughty corner thing with him?
Every corner was the naughty corner, and he wasn't out of the naughty corner for long.
Yeah, because he keeps talking about he's always in the corner. He's always the naughty corner. He keeps talking about the naughty. Oh my god, he's having a good old chuckle. He's laughing his head off. He loves it because he thinks it's just absolutely hilarious. But the other thing too is he wants to talk about is like try not to stress too much about your son because he's going to find his place. But he's also your son's actually very, very intelligent. He just has to own up to it, and he just has to apply himself a little bit. He will also be very much like his Uncle Leo, very mechanically minded, I believe. So whether he wants to work on that level of like actually hands-on fixing things, or whether he wants to go further up and like be more of the intellectual, like engineering and planning, designing, he could also do that if he wanted to. It's just going to be a choice of where he wants to go.
That's what he's doing at uni now.
What's that? The engineering?
Yep.
Yep. So it's really good that he's doing that, and he's saying, yep, he's going to help him out because he's got a really good mind for it, and once he sees it through, he's going to be right as rain. The other thing too is I do need to acknowledge, because I feel like Uncle Leah's goes, there was either a thought or a prospect of actually doing something about the army or joining the forces. Was your son thinking about doing that?
He has.
He's saying, oh my God, no.
Done his army application.
Okay, yeah.
But he's waiting till next year because he had some weight issues. But he wanted to take the weight off first. He's done that now. He's lost 40 kilos since going to uni in January.
Yep.
And now he's ready for the what they call a special gap year.
Okay.
For the army, which he will do next year.
Okay, I'm not sure how great the army is actually going to be for him, but I just want to say good on him from working and getting or achieving what he wants to. He'll get himself on. I really do feel like it's going to be the army, isn't it? Because I keep getting the army because I keep seeing the slouch hat.
Yeah, it is definitely the army because he did cadets at high school.
Okay,
and
so
that's all he wanted to do, and he missed out at getting the gap year this year. But in a way, it was a bonus because he got to work on himself.
Nah, well, that's great. So it's just one of the biggest things I want to say for you, Sarah. Is like I like it because I love the way that Spirit do this. Like here's your Uncle Leo, kind of coming from the background and all of his steam train experience and all his engineering. He's still coming through and helping your son at 19 to help him achieve his dream and about doing it. And the great thing is, right now your son is just, I really feel it. And he's got such motivation, such determination, and he's going to do it. It's going to work for him. And you'll be so proud once this all kind of comes together for him. He's going to be so well off and he's going to have his head screwed on really straight. So it's really coming together for him. And you just need to let him know if he ever needs any help, great Uncle Leo is there very much helping him. And it's like, and that's when if he keeps seeing trains or little trains come into his life, you know who that's coming from. So it's just the little messages that are connecting for him anyway.
Well, it's funny because when I was pregnant with my son,
yep.
I fell in love with trains, and I fell in love watching Thomas the Tank Engine.
Hey,
my
what?
son is actually called Thomas James after the two trains that I fell in love with, and the Fat Controller's middle name's Mitchell. So my son's actually named after trains.
There's trains. It's just all trains, and I love it. Hey, but what's there not to like about Thomas the Tank Engine? Seriously, Thomas the Tank Engine's awesome.
As a kid, I was terrified of Thomas the Tank Engine because of all the noise my uncle's trains would make.
Okay.
And then, exactly 6 months after my uncle passed,
yep.
I fell pregnant.
Oh, it's just like all the connections happening here, and that's me. So that lets me know very much so that your uncle was there and played a big part in helping your son come through.
Yeah, well, he could have made the labour a little bit less painful.
He could have made the labour a little bit less to. Hey, look, he helps. He's not going to do it for you. I'm just saying, right? So it's just like. But that's really not. But he is just really wanting to help, let you know what's kind of going on. He keeps telling me and showing me, he's like, you worry about him, but he's going to do it, okay? He is going to do it.
Yeah.
Okay? And don't
I'm
let...
supposed to worry about him because he's a special kid.
No, but look,
So,
don't... I can't tell you enough. Like, it's like, I know you're going to worry, but you know, just keep supporting him and keep pushing him and don't let him get off this track because it's going to do him the world of good.
oh, good. Hopefully it kicks the attitude out of him.
Oh, look, I was in the Defence Forces myself and I know they do, so I'll be all right. So you'll get that. But
Wait,
it'll...
send him to boot camp now.
Yeah. No, it's not yet. Timing's not right. But look, it's just really nice. Your Uncle Ian's around. He wants to say, you know, thank you for taking the message. Pay attention to the message that's coming from, you know, when James reconnects with the family. That'll be kind of an important one.
Yeah.
I'd love to give you a little bit more guidance as to when that may be, but I'm not receiving that information. But usually when it comes up, it's usually going to be relatively soon. But he's just...
I reckon it'll be next month on his anniversary.
Oh, there, that's soon enough.
Anniversary a month from today.
Oh, okay, well, there you go. Yeah. So that makes a lot of sense. And he's hanging around, knows what's going on. He knows there's a lot of love. And I really feel like, you know, like he's there for your son, let you know he's on the right path, doing everything he needs to do. So great stuff. Thank you for owning up to it. And I like, honestly, right now, I'm not going to think of Thomas the Tank Engine the same. But, you know, but it's all good. And he's there. He's a lovely man. He's still playing with the trains. He's still going to send them across your path. You'll see trains here, there, and everywhere. It's going to be forever in your family.
Oh, cool.
Okay? So, but thank you so much for calling in and taking the message. I really appreciate it, Sarah.
No, thank you for giving me the messages. I appreciate it.
That's right. My pleasure.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thanks for that. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Oh, that was a nice message. That was funny. Thomas the Tank Engine. You wouldn't guess it, would you? So, no, but thank you for everybody for being patient, and thank you for Sarah for calling in for that one. I do appreciate it. I love it. I love when we get the family stories and you get the funny side of the story as well. It's always nice.
Thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed the video. For more videos like this, or your chance to join in live, make sure you hit the subscribe button and check out my Facebook page.